One of the most common themes in the drug game is betrayal, because the industry that the characters in Ghost find themselves is cutthroat, where loyalty is forever questioned. The drug game is driven by need versus greed and profit. Those who are involved are also often willing to do whatever it takes to gain an advantage on their enemies, but sometimes they can also find themselves in a position where they have no option but to betray. This can also often lead to unlikely alliances being formed. For example, Effie and Cain Tejada. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at the relationship between Effie and Tariq, but how Cain seems to be playing both sides, because this is something we've seen before. So could we be in for yet another betrayal from Effie? Not just in terms of an alliance with Cain, but also when she gets pulled in by Blanca Rodriguez. But of course, if you're new to the channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because there will be more ghost theories and breakdowns over the coming months. We're going to break this video down into two parts: how Effie could betray Tariq by forming an alliance with Cain Tejada, but also how Lauren being forced to fake her death could force Effie into making a tough decision as she's put under pressure by law enforcement. But let's have a look at Effie's track record, because it's not a great one, which is why many still question her intentions to this day. In Power, the reasons which motivated Effie to get close to Tariq St. Patrick was a classic example of keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Tariq was stepping into Effie's territory at Stansfield, and that's something she couldn't afford to have. Not because she's deep in the drug game, but just like she mentioned in Ghost Season 3 Episode 2, she's in this game because she has to be. She needs to pay for her tuition, and she doesn't have the luxury of coming from a privileged background like Tariq did when they were studying at Choate. It seems like Effie's very much on her own in this world, a world which is cutthroat and ruthless, so if you don't take what's yours, someone else will. Effie also made it known in Power that they're lucky to be in the positions they're in, and being at Choate means they don't have to live a life that commonly ends in death or jail. And so this was Tariq's first harsh lesson in the game. Although Effie and Tariq grew feelings for each other, she did what she had to do by taking out her competition. Because for her, it came down to survival, and in this game, it's also survival of the fittest. In Season 2 of Ghost, we saw Effie betray Tariq St. Patrick once again. However, this time, I do believe her decision to try to take out Lauren was justified, albeit it may have been for the wrong reasons. She was doing what she had to do to not only keep Tariq and the Tejadas safe, but also herself. Although Lauren surviving will certainly throw a twist in the tale, especially for Effie, but we'll get to that part. Something that's been brewing is a seed that the writers planted in Season 2, Effie and Cain's relationship. Ever since the end of Season 2, Cain has kept a close eye on Effie, and he's continued to do so in Season 3. Although Effie's pushed back every time Cain's tried to make subtle moves, and that's because Effie can take care of herself. She constantly makes reference to how she wants to be her own woman and how she can handle herself, and she certainly can. But at some stage, things will start to take a turn, even though it seems like they're all working harmoniously together for the greater cause, pushing weight for Noma so they don't end up on the other end of her gun or machete. Something will bring Effie and Cain closer together to work behind Tariq and Brayden's back, and this is the first moment we'll see Effie going behind Tariq's back once again. Lauren being alive also causes problems for everyone. Not just Effie, because Lauren knows it was Effie who tried to kill her, along with Brayden who drove her out to the woods. So if we see Effie being caught by law enforcement, could they give Effie no choice but to betray Tariq St. Patrick yet again? I do believe this is something we can't overlook, because Effie's a character who till this day remains a mystery, and we all know law enforcement will use all and any kind of dirty tactics to get what they want, especially as Jenny, Blanca, and Whitman start to build a solid foundation for their RICO. So could we be in for yet another betrayal from Effie? Because after all, it does come down to survival of the fittest. We've seen her betray twice before, and another's around the corner with Cain. So even though she isn't the current confidential informant, could she be later in the season?